Chapter 3570. Hey. Go downstairs with her. Huao did not suspect anything from the beginning to the end. Or rather, he was too confident in his bodyguard. He seemed to have the ability to control this young lady in front of him. If he had known she was Lu Yan's bodyguard, he wouldn't have dared to mess with her. When Lu Yan got out of the car, she quickly left a small object in the handle of the car. She was so fast that no one saw it because Huao's eyes were fixed on Lu Yan. Buy whatever you want. Let him pay for it, Huao reminded her gently. Thank you, Mr. Hu. You're so nice to women. You're wrong. I'm only nice to you. Huao gave Lu Yan a suggestive look. Lu Yan smiled sweetly and said goodbye to Huao. Then Huao's bodyguard followed her into the dessert shop. When it was about time, Lu Yan found a seat and sat down. Then she said to the bodyguard, I'm tired. You go and buy the desserts. I'll wait here. What do you want to eat? Mango ice and coconut milk sago. Let me think. And tiramisu. Please wait a moment. I'll go and buy them. The bodyguard turned to line up at the counter. From the moment he paid at the counter to the moment he looked back at the woman, it had only been 10 seconds, but in these 10 seconds he had disappeared. Then his first reaction was to look at his boss's car. Sure enough, with a huge boom, the Bentley Huao was in exploded instantly. The deafening noise made the surrounding people turn pale with fright. The bodyguard was no longer in the mood to buy desserts and rushed out as fast as he could. At this moment, Lu Yan had changed into men's clothes and returned to the hotel from another road on her motorcycle. In the corridor of the hotel, Boss, I just got the news that Huao didn't die. He was sent to the hospital but seems to be severely injured. I didn't want him to die. That's why I used a sticky bomb. If I wanted him dead, I would have used my big baby. Then he would have been a pile of meat paste. Boss, why didn't you just kill him? It's not the right time to kill him. Huao is nothing to be afraid of, but the power behind him is not to be underestimated. Moreover, Thailand is his territory. If he dies, especially during this Asian Mafia conference, I'm afraid it will cause panic. At that time it will be difficult for us to escape. However, he should rest for a long time after this explosion so he won't miss my sister, idiot. Lu Yan didn't want to deal with this guy so soon. But hearing that his men had gone to China to harass Huamin, Lu Yan lost her cool. His sister was already more than 6 months pregnant. Her belly was so big that it was inconvenient for her to move around. It was insane for them to target pregnant women. No matter what the purpose was, she could not tolerate it. After she was done, she sent Qin Chu a short text message. She only said one sentence. The tiger is seriously injured and won't be able to leave the mountain for a while. Don't worry. This sister-in-law of his was really something. Qin Chu only asked her to help investigate the person who sent the message to Fourth Master Feng. Lu Yan found the source and taught him a lesson. After teaching Huao a lesson, Lu Yan felt much more relaxed. Taking off her shabby men's jacket, she walked into her room. As soon as she pushed the door open, someone hugged her from behind. With her years of experience, Lu Yan threw a backhand punch, but it was caught by someone. Obviously, the person was familiar with her moves. You even hit your own husband. Are you a tigress? Qiao Fei laughed as he held Lu Yan's fist. Chapter 3571. Don't you think it's too easy for you to enter my room? Can't I? Qiao Fei raised his eyebrows. What do you think? Damn you, you asked such a stupid question. Aren't you embarrassed? I haven't gotten even with you for flirting with Huao today. Huh. You have to pay for flirting with me. Didn't you watch the news? I did. The Bentley exploded. Huao is trying to save it, Qiao Fei said calmly. Are you still jealous? Of course. Even if he's dead, I'll still be jealous. You shouldn't have smiled at him. You're so jealous. Damn it. You flirted with the daughter of the Malaysian Datuk. I'll skin you alive. Whoa. Not bad. You paid attention to me. Of course. Then you must have heard my conversation with my father. Qiao Fei let go of Lu Yan's hand and leaned close to her face. Lu Yan looked away awkwardly. What conversation? Don't pretend. I know you can eavesdrop on everything with your listening device. But I'm not bored enough to eavesdrop on you and your father. Since you didn't hear it, I'll repeat it for you. Qiao Fei chuckled. No. I don't want to listen. It's boring. No. You must listen. I told him that I'll marry no one but Lu Yan. Damn it. I won't marry you. You're too expensive. I can't afford you. Lu Yan chuckled. Of course not. Our Miss Lu is very rich. She's really rich. So you want my money? Lu Yan teased him. Yeah. Not only do I want your money but I also want you. Then Xiao Fei took out a razor blade and slashed it across her dress. Lu Yan's evening gown was instantly ripped open from the back. Fuck? What are you doing? Taking off your clothes. Xiao Fei was straightforward. Lu Yan, you're so shameless. I can be shameless as long as I want you. Psycho Qiao, don't push it. Don't say I'm not nice to you. I don't need you to be nice to me. How about a fight? The loser is on the top. What's on it? Lu Yan didn't have much interest in sex. That was why he couldn't react in time. At this moment our young Master Qiao emphasized, if you lose you'll be on top. If you win I'll be on top. Motherfucker. Why does it sound like you're the one taking advantage? No, you're the one who's taking advantage of me, because I'm the one who's putting in the effort. Before she could finish, Xiao Fei pounced on her. Maybe it was because Lu Yan didn't have her guard up around Xiao Fei, so she wasn't as nimble as usual. Just like that, the two of them wrestled together, from the floor to the bed, from the bed to the floor. Then the subordinates outside the door heard the conversation in the room. Psycho Qiao, you're hurting me. Psycho Qiao. I'm exhausted. Can we do it later? Lu Yan's subordinate's jaws dropped. Has boss been taken down? I don't know. I guess so. Fuck, I really admire young Master Qiao. He's my idol. In fact, the scene in the room was like this. Xiao Fei had good stamina and had been fighting with Lu Yan for half an hour. In the end, she was exhausted and was pinned down on the bed by Xiao Fei. But nothing had happened between the two of them. Yan, it's time for you to give me some benefits. I want meat. Chapter 3572. Eat my ass. Get out. Like a little lion, Lu Yan jumped up from the bed. Just like that, the two of them started fighting. Xiao Fei didn't want to fight her. He was just teasing her. He hadn't had such intimate interaction with her for a long time. He had been holding it in for a long time. Boss, someone knocked on the door. You sure know how to pick a good time. Xiao Fei looked dissatisfied. Come in. Lu Yan immediately let go of him and sat up. She even straightened her collar, afraid that her subordinates would misunderstand. Her subordinates came in and didn't dare to look up at them, afraid that they would skin them alive. What's up? Lu Yan coughed awkwardly and asked. Boss, Xiaonan escaped. Escaped? How? Lu Yan didn't look surprised at all. He was rescued. Our men are all injured. Fortunately, they ran fast and said they were rescued by a group of men in black. Men in black. You didn't see their faces, right? Yeah. They were very strong and we couldn't fight them off. Please punish us, boss. Xiaonan's rescue was a big deal, so her subordinates were scared and didn't dare to tell Lu Yan, afraid that she would explode. But Lu Yan was actually very calm. If she was afraid that Xiaonan would be kidnapped, she wouldn't have locked him in the basement. She would have locked him in her hotel. So this was a show that Lu Yan had set up. She couldn't kill Xiaonan because she wanted to catch the big fish. Now that the big fish was out, it was a good thing for Lu Yan. It's okay. I don't blame you. You can leave. Boss. Are you angry? Don't be angry. Get out. Don't waste my time. Yes. Sorry to disturb you. You can continue. Seeing that Lu Yan didn't say anything, her subordinates hurried out of the room. After the man left, Xiao Fei immediately hugged Lu Yan from behind. Let go of me or I'll break your legs. Do you believe me? Your subordinates told us to continue, Xiao Fei said matter-of-factly. Lu Yan turned around in exasperation and amusement. She looked at Xiao Fei with a serious expression. Please, now that your despicable second brother has been rescued by someone, aren't you worried? What are you worried about? Wasn't that how you designed it? You purposely locked him in the basement and found so few people to guard him. Wasn't it just to let someone rescue him? Haha, looks like you know everything. Seeing that Xiao Fei understood her meaning, Lu Yan was in a good mood. I think I know you quite well. Actually, at first I thought Huao was the one who colluded with Xiaonan, but now it seems Xiao Fei didn't say anything and continued listening to Lu Yan. From the looks of it, Huao isn't the only one who is related to him. There's someone else involved. Huao can't even save herself now, so she definitely wouldn't ask anyone to save Xiaonan. Moreover, Huao doesn't seem to know that I'm in Thailand, so she definitely isn't on guard against me. So the person who saved Nan is the real big fish. You look so confident. You must have put a tracker on him, Xiao Fei guessed. Smart. I just want to see where Nan will end up. Hong Kong, Taiwan, Macau, Vietnam, or the Golden Triangle? Lu Yen smiled mysteriously. Then when will you leave Thailand? Tomorrow. I'm going to Syria. It's a war-torn place. Why are you going there? To sell all the bombs in my stockpile. Only war-torn places need them. Lu Yen raised her chin smugly. Be careful. You're not coming with me. Lu Yen thought Xiao Fei would follow her around like before, but from his tone she knew he didn't mean that. Chapter 3573. No. I want to go back to Russia. Hey, what do you mean? Why are you running away when I don't give you meat? What kind of person are you? Lu Yen cursed in exasperation, thinking Xiao Fei was angry. Yeah. So, do you want to sleep with me? I'm not leaving either. Bullshit. I don't care if you leave or not. If you want to leave, leave now. Lu Yen didn't feel good about it. Technically, Nan was no longer in the family. Even if he was rescued, he wouldn't dare to come back in a short time. What was the point of Xiao Fei returning to the family? Xiao Fei's father didn't like Lu Yen and tried his best to prevent Lu Yen and Xiao Fei from being together. Yan Chaonan may have been kicked out by you this time, but his influence is still there. Plus, Chaonan has stockpiled a batch of firearms. My father doesn't know about this. He plans to trade them with someone in private. So? Lu Yen stared at him in exasperation. So, I have to go back, get the goods and sell them. Then I'll buy you a bag, Lu Yen. Thinking of the roses, luxury bags and bulletproof vests that Xiao Fei had given her on Chinese Valentine's Day, Lu Yen felt warm inside. Do you really think I'm going to live off you for the rest of my life? Our Qiao family is a firearms family. Even if I'm not in the family and have no power, it's not hard for me to get billions of yuan. Nan's goods are good. When I was in Moscow, I sent people to keep an eye on them. Now that he's not here, I'm going to sell them. What will you do after you get them? Lu Yen looked at him with longing in her eyes. I'll go to you with the money. Xiao Fei reached out his hand gently and touched Lu Yan's face. This time she didn't move away. Instead, she raised her hand and placed it on the back of Xiao Fei's hand. Then you must be careful. Don't let anything happen to you. I won't. Your husband isn't that weak. Even if he's weak, he can't control our Queen Yen. Get out. Don't talk nonsense. Okay, let's cut the crap. It's about time. The old man is going to flip out if he can't find me. I don't want him to know that you're in Thailand. You better get out of here as soon as possible. Otherwise, if they find out that Huao isn't dead, you'll be in trouble. No matter how powerful Lu Yen was, she had too many enemies, so Xiao Fei wanted to persuade her to leave as soon as possible. Yes, I know. Then I'll leave now. Xiao Fei raised his hand and fastened the button on his shirt that Lu Yen had torn open. When he reached the door, Lu Yen couldn't help but run over and hug him from behind. Psycho Xiao, you must come and find me. Don't worry, I won't run. You're not allowed to be with other women. If I find out, skin me alive, Xiao Fei said with a smile. Wrong, I'll dig up your ancestral grave. All right, little ancestor. I got it. I won't dare to do it. Don't worry. Xiao Fei turned around and pinched Lu Yan's face lovingly. Then he left the hotel suite. After Xiao Fei left, Lu Yen felt a bit down. She sat on the big bed and crossed her legs like a tough woman. Then she called Huamin. Hello, this is Southside. Since she was calling a landline, she didn't see the caller ID. Huamin thought it was a work buddy. Sis, Lu Yen called in a low voice. Yen. Huamin's voice was filled with surprise. Sis, I'm in a bad mood. I want to talk to you. Chapter 3574. What's wrong, Yen? What's wrong? It was rare for Lu Yen to be so quiet without swearing. She must have something on her mind. Sis, I'm only in my early 20s. Isn't it too early to get married? Get married? Huamin was confused. Psycho Qiao. Lu Yen explained. You want to get married to him? Huamin finally understood what was going on. I just feel like there's no end to our lives. So I thought, that's a good thing. I told you before that you're a girl and have to return to your family sooner or later. There was silence on the other end of the line. Hello? And are you still there? I'm listening, sis. Have you discussed it with Xiao Fei? No, it's just an idea that popped up in my head. I'm very frustrated and conflicted, so I wanted to talk to you about it. Are you guys in a fight again? No, we're fine. Then what are you frustrated about? Huamin didn't understand. Sis, I don't know if you've ever felt this way. It's when you're feeling the happiest that you've ever felt. You're worried that your current happiness is illusory. You're worried that extreme joy will turn into sorrow. You're worried that a tragedy will happen. You'll feel inexplicably uneasy. I know. Huamin had studied psychology and often talked to Jiang Shaowei. How could he not understand this? Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Scary. I'm depressed too. I want to be with him forever, but I feel like someone like me has no future. Maybe I won't be happy even if I get married, return to my family and have children. I don't want my children to be hunted down and live the same life as me. You're thinking too far ahead. The thing right now is your marriage with Xiao Fei. What did he say? I didn't ask him. I don't know what he thinks. Are you sure about him? Yes, then I'm sure of it. All these years, other than him, no one else beside me has caught my eye. That's enough. Love is a matter between two people. You should discuss it with him. If you really think it's okay, I'll support you. I'll pay for all the wedding expenses. Huamin was full of pride. At the thought that Lu Yan was going to get married and go back to China to start a family, she felt more at ease. Forget it. I'm richer than you. Sis, you can't even bear to spend your own money. I don't want to cheat you. Actually, this matter isn't confirmed yet. I just said it casually. Don't take it seriously. Of course, don't tell Dad. Okay, I won't say it. Has Dad contacted you recently? No. Huamian's tone was a little disappointed. That's probably because he's been rather busy recently. He hasn't contacted me either. After I'm done with my business in Syria, I'll make a trip to the United States. It's best if I can meet him. All right. Okay, sis. I'm fine now. Talk to you later. Before Huamin could say anything, Lu Yan hung up the call. But Huamin felt very happy when he remembered that Yan would call him when she was confused or unhappy. At least he had regarded his sister as his spiritual support. Vice Director Miss Singh wants to see you. A nurse from the orthopedics department came over and knocked on the door. Hey, I got it. Huamin stood up and straightened his white coat. Then he walked toward the VIP ward in the orthopedics department. Zheng Ro could walk now, but her movements were slow. How are you feeling today? Huamin sat down beside her. Huamin, I want to leave the hospital. Zheng Ro's eyes were filled with tears. You haven't recovered yet. Why do you want to leave the hospital? Didn't you say you'll leave after you recover? Huamin was surprised. Chapter 3575. I don't want to stay in this city anymore. What's wrong? What happened? Seeing that Zheng Ro was about to burst into tears, Huamin realized something was wrong. Zheng Ro didn't speak, but tears rolled down her cheeks. Why are you crying? Huamin, you know I like Suyu, right? Huamin didn't know how to respond to Zheng Ro's sudden question. I like Suyu very much. I left his house in a rage because he rejected me. I know. Huamin nodded. I thought we wouldn't meet again, so I gave up. But yesterday he sent in to see me and gave me a basket of flowers and fruits. Then he didn't come himself but sent in. What do you think he wants? I think he's too embarrassed to see you, Huamin guessed. I've been tortured by him enough. If he doesn't love me, he shouldn't care about me. Who is he trying to show this to? I hate him so much. Calm down, Zheng Ro. As far as I know, Suyu isn't that kind of person. He heard you were hospitalized and wanted to see you, but he felt embarrassed by what happened between you two, so I don't care. I just want to see him, said Zheng Ro. Huamin licked his lips, not knowing how to respond. She wasn't Suyu and didn't know what Suyu was thinking. I'm upset because I can't see him. Huamin, is there someone he likes? Zheng Ro probed again. I'm not sure. I haven't contacted him much recently, but I didn't hear that he has a girlfriend. Then why doesn't he want to see me? I miss him so much. Zheng Ro picked up a tissue and continued crying. If you really want to see him, you might as well give him a call. I don't want to call him, he won't answer. Huamin, can you call him for me? Me? Yes, he will listen to whatever you say. If you ask him to come, he will definitely come. I'm sorry, Zheng Ro. I can't do this. I really don't want to get involved in Suyu's relationship. It's not my job. Huamin had done too many things recently, including getting Han Yueyao into the family for Auntie Su. If she continued to do these things without a bottom line, Huamin felt that Su Yu would be disappointed. Even if they were friends, they couldn't spend money on each other. Therefore, Huamin rejected Zheng Rou's request. Then I'd better leave the hospital. Seeing Huamin's reluctance, Zheng Rou continued to cry. After chatting for a while, Huamin returned to his office. When he got home from work, he found Qin Chu wasn't back yet. Mian, are you hungry? I'll cook some dumplings for you. Eat first. They're made with radish and beef. They're delicious, Qin Chu's mother asked with concern. Mom, I'm not hungry. Is Qin Chu not back yet? Not yet. What about Little Bean and Pudding? They were taken away by Qin Ning. She said she was taking them to eat dessert. Oh. Huamin nodded and went upstairs tiredly. Zheng Rou was suddenly hospitalized and now she wanted to see Su Yu. Huamin felt strange, but he couldn't tell what was wrong. Zheng Rou said she liked Su Yu very much, but Huamin couldn't sense any love in her eyes. Did Zheng Rou want something from Su Yu? He couldn't figure it out. After a while, the bedroom door was pushed open. Honey, you're back. Huamin immediately sat up and looked at Qin Chu. Chapter 3576. Vice Director Hua, you got off work early. Huamin, why do you have to be so sarcastic? Huamin could tell that Mr. Qin seemed to be angry ever since she went into the human trafficker's den without permission. After coming back, he didn't talk to her much. At night, Qin Chu would only get into bed after she fell asleep. She thought that Mr. Qin was just in a bad mood and would be fine in a few days. But now it seemed that he was getting angrier. No, aren't you Vice Director Hua? Honey, let's not have a Cold War, okay? Cold War? I wouldn't dare. Our son is in her belly. Mr. Qin, I know I was wrong. Please don't be angry. You didn't do anything wrong. You're my ancestor. How could you be wrong? You're so wise and powerful, nothing can stop you. Tell me, what do I have to do to make you forgive me? Huamin ran down barefoot and hugged Qin Chu's neck coquettishly. Put on your slippers. The floor is cold. Don't. Let's make things clear first. What do you mean? Qin Chu was confused. Aren't you angry? You keep talking to me like Vice Director. If I don't wear slippers, I'll catch a cold. I'll be fine if I catch a cold. Your son and I will suffer together. Anyway, his father won't care about us. Who said that? Do you even need to say it? If the head of the family, Qin Chu, is angry, the consequences will be serious. Qin Chu didn't say anything. He picked up the pregnant Huamin. Then he gently placed her on the bed. Then he squatted down and put on her slippers. His movements were so careful. Huamin's cold feet touched Qin Chu's warm fingertips. She knew very well that in this world no one would love her more than Qin Chu. This kind of love had long sublimated their love. The two of them had become an inseparable family. To say that it was love was to underestimate the years of entanglement. Honey, I know you're angry. There are a lot of things that you and Yen know, but you don't tell me. Maybe it's because it's too bloody and the truth is too scary. I've always thought that I'm smart and won't be taken advantage of. But if something happens to me, you'll be the one suffering the most. I was too selfish this time. Don't be angry, okay? If you don't like it, I'll resign from President Wu tomorrow. I'll stay at home and give birth to our child. Huamin was very serious. He hugged Qin Chu's shoulder and whispered these words in his ear. Qin Chu loved her deeply, but he also loved her deeply. Huamin was sometimes too willful, which meant that he had too many ideas. Although he had returned safely this time, Qin Chu didn't dare to think about the process. If they were caught by those people, he didn't know what the consequences would be. Those people weren't ordinary kidnappers like Hua Si and Shen Jiani. Those were the real outlaws. Mian, you'll never know how I feel when I'm worried about you. I know. No, you don't understand. I can't describe it. I only know that if something happens to you, I'll die. I know now. Honey, don't be angry, okay? Look at the poor pregnant woman. Her feet are swollen like pig trotters. Huamin successfully changed the topic and pointed at his feet. Qin Chu lifted her feet and placed them on his knees, massaging them gently. Honey, do you think Zheng Rou really likes you? Huamin suddenly wanted to hear Qin Chu's opinion. Chapter 3577. Why did you ask this all of a sudden? I'm just curious. About what? Qin Chu stood up and sat down beside Huamin. I should be grateful to Zheng Ro for saving my life. But as you said, her appearance was a little coincidental. Even though you found out that the people who paid a lot of money to buy me have nothing to do with Zheng Ro was hospitalized at Southside because of my injury, I still feel something is wrong. She's showing that she likes Su Yu and wants to get close to Su Yu through me. So, what are you curious about? Qin Chu carefully considered Huamin's words. I have a feeling that Zheng Ro doesn't really want to be with Su Yu. She seems to have another purpose, but she's afraid that we'll see through her, so she uses Su Yu as a shield. Isn't that a scary thought? Huamin said all this based on her intuition. What you said isn't scary. It's your normal reasoning. That's why I asked you, what would you think if you were her? Huamin always relied on Qin Chu when she couldn't figure it out. She leaned her head gently on Qin Chu's shoulder, her mind in a mess. In fact, from the moment Zheng Ro showed up and moved into Su Yu's house, I had a feeling that she had a purpose. Zheng Ro had a heart-to-heart talk with me once. She said her ex-boyfriend had let her down, so she was touched by Su Yu's deep affection. That's why she's interested in Su Yu. That makes sense. But honey, don't forget. Everything Zheng Ro told you was what she wanted to express to you. She didn't tell you her true thoughts. You mean, Zheng Ro hid something from me from the beginning? Suddenly, Huamian realized that Mr. Qin was a lot deeper than she thought. I always felt that Zheng Ro had a purpose. Her appearance, whether it was in Su Yu's house or this time to save you, doesn't make sense. Of course, other people might think it's normal, but I feel it's weird. You're indeed my husband. I feel the same, so I don't know what to do now. No matter what, Zheng Ro's real purpose might not be good. Honey, your identity has been exposed and you're in a dangerous situation. From this moment on, anyone who gets close to you and even treats you well, might have bad intentions. I know. That's why you need to be more careful, Qin Chu reminded her. What should we do about Zheng Ro? Should we investigate her? Zheng Ro's background. Su Yu and I checked, but we didn't find anything, said Qin Chu. That's why I feel it's weird. Yeah. So you must be careful of Zheng Ro. Don't leave your bodyguards alone in the hospital. I feel like I'm the first doctor in history to go to work with a bodyguard every day. It's so pretentious, right? I must have a bad reputation now. People don't like me. They think I'm too pretentious. I don't lack money, but I have to go to work and need bodyguards to protect me. Huamin covered his face. It's okay. Don't mind what others say. I don't mind. Yeah. I'm glad you don't mind me. Huamin continued to act like a spoiled child. By the way, didn't you get Han Yue out into Imperial Star last time? Yeah. Is there something going on between her and Su Yu? Chapter 3578. What? Why do you care so much about Su Yu's private life? Can't I ask? Mr. Qin looked innocent. Are you afraid that he'll miss your wife? Huamin smirked and teased Qin Chu. Are you kidding? Who would miss a pregnant woman who's 6 months pregnant? What do you mean? Even you don't like me? Huamin thought Mr. Qin was cute when he wasn't angry. Plus, when Mr. Qin helped him analyze things he didn't understand, he could see the light. Su Yu didn't go to see Zheng Ro, which made her put on an act in front of Huamin. But Huamin wasn't stupid. Not only did he not believe her, but he also became suspicious. At night, Zheng Ro took out her cell phone and sent a WeChat message to Su Yu. Zheng Ro, come out. Su Yu, what's up? Zheng Ro, why did you ask to come see me? Su Yu, Zheng Ro, do you hate me that much? You don't even want to see me. After all, I made breakfast for you for so long. Su Yu, so what do you want me to do? Zheng Ro, come see me tomorrow and line up for lotus leaf noodles. Su Yu, Zheng Ro, you're heartless if you don't come. Do you know how I got injured this time? Su Yu, question mark. Zheng Ro, I did it for Huamin. Then Zheng Ro told him how she had saved Huamin. Su Yu also knew that Huamin was in danger, so he believed Zheng Ro's words. In the end, Zheng Ro said, Su Yu, you like her so much and I saved her this time. I want to eat the lotus leaf noodles you bought. You won't refuse, right? Su Yu, I'll go see you tomorrow. I'm not in a hurry. Zheng Ro, I'll wait for you. If you don't come, I'll go to Imperial Star to find you. After Su Yu turned off his phone, he sighed slightly. He didn't like Zheng Ro at all. They could be considered friends. But now that she was contacting him endlessly, Suyu was also in a difficult position. And did Zheng Ro say anything when you went to the hospital? She's a little disappointed that you didn't go. Boss is unhappy with you, Shaoan replied. Then I'll go there tomorrow. Then aren't you giving her hope? What hope? I plan to bring someone with me. Who? Could it be Dr. Hua? Is there something wrong with your brain? Why would I bring Huamin along? I'll go find Han Yueo. The next morning, having learned his lesson, Suyu stopped sending her WeChat messages or calling her. Instead, he went straight to the Imperial Star Entertainment department. Han Yueo had just arrived and couldn't start acting so soon. So she had to do some odd jobs. When Suyu arrived, she was helping a female artist change her clothes. She was working hard. President Su. Hello, President Su. President Su, you're here. The people in the Imperial Star Entertainment department greeted Suyu when they saw him. President Su. Did you come to see me because I'm doing a photo shoot today? The female artist smiled sweetly. Suyu glanced at Han Yueo. Come with me. Me? Han Yueo looked at herself uncertainly. Don't waste time. Hurry up. With that, Suyu turned to leave. Under the envious gazes of the others, Han Yueo followed him out. President Su, what's up? Come with me to South Side. Why? It's business. Don't ask. Suyu didn't want to say anything. Otherwise, the girl would refuse and his plan would be in vain. Even if it's business, you have to tell me what it is. Otherwise, I won't go. Hey, I say. Were you sent by the Jade Emperor to go against me? How dare you refuse everything I say? Do you want to die? How can there be someone like you? You're too weird. Suyu was annoyed. So, President Su, why are we going to South Side? Han Yueo didn't give up and wanted to ask Suyu's purpose. Chapter 3579. I'll tell you. Tell me. Han Yueo said confidently. She had made up her mind that if Suyu didn't make it clear, she wouldn't go with him. She didn't want to get involved in his business. I want you to pretend to be the person I like. For the woman who's pestering you? Han Yueo reacted quickly. Not the woman who's pestering me. Forget it. I can't explain it in a few sentences. Han Yueo, I'm your benefactor. I should have fired you when you quarreled with Gao Yarou, but I transferred you to another department. Do you know how many people want to be in the acting department? So, President Su, are you asking for a favor from me? Han Yueo continued. Fine. Then I'll ask for a favor. You've repaid me anyway. Repaying you? I didn't say I'd marry you. Han Yueo's tone was full of disdain. Damn it. Who said you'd marry me? You're just here to save the day. If you want to save the day, why did you ask me when there are so many girls in our company? Han Yueo continued to ask. Because you're pretty. You're the prettiest. You're one of the 7 fairies who descended to the mortal world, okay? Suyu said this out of spite. Since you're so honest, then I'll reluctantly agree. But I'll make it clear that this is the only time. In the future we'll have nothing to do with each other. If you dare to take advantage of me, you'll what? He was exasperated. He was about to vomit blood. I'll tell Sister Mion and ask her to teach you a lesson. You're good at finding people. Suyu was speechless. I know that other than Sister Mion, no one in the world can teach you a lesson. Not even your mother. Don't talk nonsense with me. It's settled. Come to South Side with me tomorrow. Watch your words and act according to my signals. I got it. I'll get in to pick you up. Don't. It'll be bad if those bitches in the dormitory see this. They'll start rumors again. I'm not going to take the blame. Tell me what time tomorrow. I'll take the bus early and wait for you at South Side. Suyu was surprised that Han Yueo was so thoughtful despite her young age. Therefore he was quite happy and nodded. 8 o'clock tomorrow. 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay then. I'll see you at the entrance of South Side. Just like that, Suyu and Han Yueo settled the matter. Of course, Zheng Ro didn't know that yet. Why was she pestering Suyu? At this moment she probably couldn't figure it out herself. She had a motive for getting close to Suyu in the beginning. It was for the mission that the bureau chief had given her. Later on she realized that she did have feelings for Suyu that she couldn't let go. Especially when he returned to the South District this time. He really wanted to see Suyu, but Suyu didn't come at all. He only sent an over. That was why Xing Rou started to make trouble and wanted to see Su Yu. If the bureau chief asked her about it, she already knew what to say. She would say that Huamin was too cautious and couldn't get anything out of him. Even though she saved his life and he appreciated it, he still wouldn't say a word about Lu Yan and the professor. In fact, it wasn't her fault. Huamin didn't tell anyone about his father and sister, let alone outsiders. She didn't even tell Jiang Xiaowei and Zhu Lingling. It wasn't that she was afraid that her friends would betray her. She was afraid that she would bring disaster to them. After all, she had seen with her own eyes how crazy Ian and Nala were. Huamin had nothing to do that night, so he went to the supermarket with his bodyguards to buy some fresh vegetables for the kids. Little Bean was very picky about food. Except for sweets, she almost never ate vegetables. So Huamin, as her mother, planned to cook for her. But to his surprise, he met someone he shouldn't have met here. We meet again. Lady Qin. Oh no, I should call you Vice Director Hua now. Chapter 3580. Hui Yanyan. Huamin knew that Hui Yanyan had come out because she showed up at old Madame Shen's birthday celebration. She didn't plan to hide from anyone. At that time, the media even reported on this incident. After Hui Yanyan came out, she seemed to have been staying in the house that Shin Mingxi used to live in with her. Although Shin Mingxi didn't live there anymore, Hui Yanyan didn't know where she got the key to the house. Ever since she came out that day, she didn't look for Shin Mingxi. No one knew what she wanted to do. But she showed up at the Shin family's house in such a high-profile manner. She definitely wanted to embarrass the Shin family. Moreover, Hui Yanyan was under great pressure from public opinion. Seeing how gentle she was, it was hard to send her back to the psychiatric center. Seeing that Hui Yanyan didn't come with good intentions, the bodyguards immediately followed Huamin closely. Pa Qingchu really loves you. He even brought 2 bodyguards with him when he went out to buy groceries. That's not bad. I didn't expect you to be able to come out. When Huamin rejected her request, she knew at that time that Hui Yanyan wouldn't be able to change for the better in this life. It was impossible to clear her name. Therefore, even though she was 6 months pregnant and had compassion, she still didn't soften her heart. She knew that Hui Yanyan must hate her to death. But in other words, even if she had agreed to let Hui Yanyan out at that time, Hui Yanyan wouldn't have cared about her. Hui Yanyan still wouldn't be grateful to her. Hua Mian could finally let go of the burden in her heart because she had seen everything clearly. But she didn't expect her to be so arrogant as to block Huamin in the supermarket. Nonsense, of course my husband loves me. Yes, you're the luckiest person in the world. You have a husband and a child. Now that you're pregnant with your second child, you can still make Suyu miss you so much. Hua Xiqian, the former eldest son of the Hua family, lost his glory because of you. Everyone revolves around you and is fooled by you. Pa Huamin, you're really capable. Hui Yanyan will never submit to anyone but you. You obviously don't look. How can you be a vixen? Is it because you're good in bed? Hui Yanyan's insults didn't anger Huamin at all. She knew Hui Yanyan hated her, so she deliberately provoked her. Do you think I'll be angry? Do you think you'll make me angry? Hui Yanyan. Don't forget you're a psychopath and I'm a doctor. So I'll never lower myself to your level no matter what you say. Huamin was very calm. After saying this, she lowered her head and continued to pick fresh green peppers. The calmness on her face made Hui Yanyan's eyes burn with anger. Huamin, you've done so many bad things. You made me and my daughter like this. You caused the deaths of my mother and my brother, and my father. If you didn't team up with that scum Hua Xiqian, he wouldn't have died. You destroyed my family. You destroyed everything I had. You're the one who played a good hand. Don't blame me. You know everything. I don't know. I only know that if it wasn't for you, none of this would have happened. Hui Yanyan was a little agitated. The bodyguards behind her wanted to step forward, but Huamin stopped them. She knew that in front of so many people Hui Yanyan wouldn't do anything to her. Huamin was just running her mouth. Hui Yanyan, let me guess. Who did you secretly contact and let you out? Huamin smiled. Huamin's smile made Hui Yanyan feel uneasy. She even felt a little scared. She said she wouldn't implicate that person. Chapter 3581. I don't know what you're talking about. You know that someone must have helped you if you were able to leave the mental health center so easily. But if it was your old friend, he wouldn't have waited until now to help you. So, I'm guessing that you must have taken advantage of his psychology. Don't think that you're so smart that you know everything. Hui Yanyan began to panic. Hua Mian picked up a piece of green pepper and unhurriedly opened it. Then the aroma of the green pepper wafted into her nose. She picked up a plastic bag and filled it with 5 or 6 green peppers. She placed them in the shopping cart. Then she continued calmly, "The person you hate the most is Shin Mingxi. You don't want him to be happy, so you came out to seek revenge. But Shin Mingxi's heart is filled with Wei Ying. With the Wei family's influence, you can't do anything to her. So, you thought of someone who likes Wei Ying." Upon hearing this, Hui Yanyan's face revealed a look of panic. "I heard that the young master of the Yi family has been pursuing Wei Ying for a long time. Because of this, he even had an argument with Shin Mingxi. So, Hui Yanyan, did you have a good time working with young Master Yi?" "I don't understand what you're talking about." Hui Yanyan quickly turned her head away. She didn't dare to admit it and felt very guilty. "Haha, your micro-expressions betrayed you. I knew you weren't a big shot. I think young Master Yi wants you to separate Shin Mingxi and Wei Ying. He's not stupid enough to offend me. So, Hui Yanyan, you don't have anyone to rely on now. So, at this moment you're standing in front of me and yelling at me. Who gave you the courage to do so?" Liang Jingru. After Hua Min's sharp words, the bodyguards beside him couldn't help but laugh. She saw that young madam usually asked questions and was very polite to everyone. But when it came to insulting people, she really didn't care about their feelings. Hui Yanyan's face alternated between green and white. "I'm not that stupid. You're all playing with your brains. I'm the only one who's stupid. This time I'm going to fight with you. Just you wait, Hua Min. Soon you, Wei Ying, Shin Mingxi, your husband and your daughter. You'll all taste the consequences of your actions. You've eaten mango, apple, avocado and passion fruit. You'd better keep it to yourself. And don't appear in front of me. You and I." Then Hua Mian pushed the shopping cart away. Although Hui Yanyan was furious, she didn't dare to chase after Hua Mian. She could only curse Hua Mian 1,000 times in her mind. The bodyguard gave her a thumbs up. "I learned it from my yen. I can't believe I'm so good at cursing." Recalling how he had vowed to skin Hui Yanyan alive, Hua Min found it funny. A young lady shouldn't be polite to people like her. Don't take it seriously. I was just bragging." Hua Min's mood wasn't affected. She pushed the shopping cart to the cashier and went home to cook dinner. The next morning, when Su Yu drove to Southside, he saw Han Yueyao waiting for him. She seemed to have dressed up in a dress she had never worn before. But it wasn't the one Lady Su had given her. Instead, it was her own dress. It was light blue with off shoulders. It was very pretty. "You're right on time," Su Yu walked over and said deliberately. "I can only give you 30 minutes. Then I have to go back to work. You're the boss and I'm an employee. It's none of your business. If I miss work, my pay will be deducted." "Su Yu, what are you waiting for?" "But I have something to ask you. President Su, if your woman scratches me when we go in, will it be considered a work injury?" she asked in all seriousness. Su Yu's expression was very interesting. Chapter 3582. What did you say? Su Yu found the woman's words unbelievable. "I said if it's considered a work injury if she scratches me. Are you kidding me?" Su Yu rolled his eyes at Han Yueyao. "If you say it's not a work injury, I'll go back now." "Hey, come back." Seeing Han Yueyao was about to leave, Su Yu was anxious. "Then tell me if it's a work injury or not." "It's a work injury. If she scratches you, I'll get you vaccinated immediately, okay? You'll have to pay for the nutrition and psychological damage. Why don't you just rob me?" Su Yu was furious. "Robbery is against the law. I don't want to go to jail, so I want to negotiate with you," Han Yueyao said seriously. "Han Yueyao, let me tell you, I, Su Yu, have more than enough money to crush you. So I'll give you whatever compensation you want." "I'm relieved to hear that. I realize that you're a woman who loves money." "Yeah. Who doesn't love money? Money can satisfy everything. So, if I give you enough money, you'll do anything I ask you to do?" Su Yu glanced at Han Yueyao in disdain. In fact, he didn't know this girl very well. The only time he had a deep contact with her was when he had dinner with Hua Min and Qin Chu. After that, they called each other or sent WeChat messages. Then he showed up at the trainee's place. When he showed up at the trainee's place, the other trainees attacked Han Yueyao. Whatever you say. Anyway, I'll work hard to make money. To his surprise, Han Yueyao wasn't angry at Su Yu's humiliating words. She didn't scold Su Yu like a virtuous woman, saying things like, "You think you're so great just because you're rich?" She was very calm and then took the initiative to walk into the hospital. "Which ward is she in?" Han Yueyao turned around and asked Su Yu. "Orthopedics VIP ward." Su Yu's face was dark. He was still angry that Han Yueyao had blackmailed him. He even wondered if he should tell Huamin about his distant relative's character. "Then when we go in later, are we just going to be empty-handed?" "What else?" Su Yu tilted his head. "Don't you have to bring something when you visit a patient?" "I sent someone to buy it yesterday," he said. "Yesterday was yesterday. Today is today. I think you should give him a red packet. The patient will be happy to receive the red packet and recover soon." "Red packet?" "She won't care. She doesn't love money as much as you do. She's very rich." Su Yu emphasized he was like a child who wanted to take revenge on Han Yueyao. But he ignored the sadness that flashed across her eyes. She didn't have money. She really didn't have money. She lived in a commoner family, so she had to work hard to earn money and take her parents on a trip. "It's okay if you don't want to give me a red packet. I don't understand the world of rich people like you." Seeing Su Yu didn't care about the red packet, Han Yueyao stopped pestering him. They walked to the door of the ward one after another. Chapter 3583. Whoa. Lord Su has a new girlfriend? Zheng Ro asked sarcastically. "What do you mean by new? We've never had such a relationship before." "That's right. Hee, I would have forgotten if you didn't mention it. We were just acting before." "What about this? How long will she act with you? Is she doing this for your mother to cheer her up or for Huamin to make her feel better?" "She'll think you're happy and she'll give birth to the baby." "It's none of Huamin's business. I chose her myself. What do you think? Isn't she pretty? Recently I've been liking girls who can dance. Yao graduated from a dance academy and is playing in my company. We hit it off." Su Yu tried to make his smile more natural. "Really?" Zheng Ro looked at Han Yueyao. She tried to find something in her eyes. But all she saw was the girl's shy smile in Su Yu's arms. It was so dazzling. Lord Su has a unique taste. It's good that she can dance. She can do any position. I'm sure you'll like her. Zheng Ro's jealousy turned her vicious and her words embarrassed Han Yueyao. She didn't have much experience in dancing but understood what Zheng Ro meant. Su Yu was calm. Holding Han Yueyao tightly, he lowered his head and said with a smile, "That's right. I think so too. You're so smart. You hit the nail on the head." Zheng Ro couldn't keep her face straight anymore. "Does Huamin know you have a girlfriend?" "I don't think she told me." "Huamin knows. Don't you?" "Yao is Huamin's distant cousin. She introduced her to me." To make Zheng Ro believe he had a girlfriend, Su Yu dragged Huamin down with him. He just wanted Zheng Ro to give up. "So it's like this. You two are really good friends. How's your leg?" "I won't die." Zheng Ro was full of hostility. She looked at Zheng Ro and then at Su Yu, feeling the atmosphere between them was weird. "How long will you be staying?" "I don't know. I'll leave when I feel better. Don't worry. I won't stay here on purpose. I won't pretend to be sick to get close to you." "That's not what I meant. You misunderstood. Rest well. What do you want to eat?" "I'll ask Shaoan to buy it for you and send it to the hospital." Su Yu said. "No need. Lord Su is too busy to care about me. Now that he has a girlfriend, I'm nothing to him. So you don't have to make it sound so nice. Didn't you bring your woman here to show off your love and make me give up?" Zheng Ro looked at Su Yu with resentment. Su Yu felt awkward and didn't know what to say. He was a man and didn't want to argue with Zheng Ro. At this moment, Han Yueyao opened her mouth. "Since you know it, why do you give him a hard time? Who do you think you are when we're talking?" Zheng Ro retorted angrily. "Of course I'm your girlfriend." Han Yueyao answered matter-of-factly. In today's society, the word girlfriend has many meanings. Even a prostitute is called a girlfriend. Zheng Ro mocked. Chapter 3584. You're not here to visit a patient. If I had heart disease, I'd be furious. Xing roared furiously. Girl, how can you do that? You've mocked Suyu for a long time and you're mad because we only retorted a few sentences. Do you think only you can commit murder and arson, but we can't light a lamp behind your back? Your double standards are disgusting, right? Han Yueyao was a quiet girl, but her words were full of vigor. Zheng Ro almost went crazy, but Han Yueyao didn't say anything too outrageous. See, you can leave now. I don't feel well and want to sleep. Hey, go to bed early. Suyu could tell that she was about to die of anger, so he was quite pleased. Then he led her out of the ward. The moment they walked out of the door, banging sounds came from the room. It seemed Zheng Ro smashed things because she was furious. She's really bad-tempered, Han Yueyao exclaimed. She used to be more bad-tempered than this. Now she can't walk because of her injury or she'd strangle me. Who would like such a bad-tempered woman? No. She's a nice person but she's bad-tempered, Suyu explained. Are you two friends? Sort of. She knows Sister Mion? Yeah. So complicated. Hey, I've done what you asked me to do. I should go back now. Before Suyu could say anything, he saw Hu Mion and a group of nurses coming in for a ward round. They bumped into each other and saw Hu Mion. Suyu's eyes immediately softened. Han Yueyao observed Suyu and found she had never seen such an expression in his eyes before. Dr. Hua, Suyu greeted him jokingly. Whoa. President Su, what a coincidence. Hu Min teased him. Sister Mion. Now you're here too. Are you here to see Xing Ro? Hu Min asked. Suyu nodded. You brought Yao Yao to see Xing Ro? Hu Min was smart enough to see through Suyu's intentions. I just wanted her to give up, Suyu explained awkwardly. This method is quite old-fashioned, but it should be useful. Hu Min smiled. How big is your belly? Why didn't the hospital give you maternity leave? Suyu looked at Hu Min, who had become a little clumsy. Her face also seemed to be rounder than before. After all, she was 6 months pregnant, so she definitely did not look as beautiful as before. However, in Suyu's eyes, Hu Min was still the most beautiful girl. President Wu told me to take a rest, but I can't stay at home. Little Bean and Pudding are in school and Mr. Qin is busy with the company. I'm bored at home. Then you can have tea with Jiang Xiaowei and Zhu Lingling and chat with them. That's a good idea. But they can't have tea with me every day. They have other things to do. Take care of yourself. I'll go back to the company in a while. Hey, let's have dinner together another day. Little Bean and Pudding miss you. No problem. Another day. After greeting Hu Mion and exchanging a few words, Suyu walked out with Han Yueyao. She opened the door and got into Suyu's car. He wanted to go back to the company with him. Suyu got into the car but didn't drive away. Instead, he took out his wallet and asked Han Yueyao, How much do you want? How much do you want? Suyu asked her. What do you mean? Han Yueyao was puzzled. Didn't you say you wanted a reward? I said if I got scratched I'd have to pay for it. I'm fine now, right? Didn't you help me scold Xing Ro? Damn it. You want to pay for that? Han Yueyao was surprised. 2,000 yuan. I'll give you 2,000 yuan. Suyu checked 2,000 yuan and handed it to her. Chapter 3585. Han Yueyao didn't argue or reject it. She took the money silently. Then she pouted and said, Call me the next time you need to fight with someone. Are you addicted to it? Suyu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Well, I just think it's a way to make money, Han Yueyao said solemnly. Then do you want to open a company to fight with people? You can take orders and fight with people. Good idea. Han Yueyao nodded. Hearing her words, Suyu glanced at her in disdain. With your body, I think you can last 3 days at most before you're beaten to death, Han Yueyao. Not everything is easy to make. You're so young. Don't be so greedy. It's easy for you to say that. You've never been poor, so of course you don't feel this way. Besides, have you noticed that people nowadays always say, hey, don't care about money. Money isn't everything. Money can't buy everything. These people are usually rich. If I'm serious, I won't live to 18 years old. Suyu, your point of view is really upsetting. Well, I'm making a bowl of poisonous chicken soup for you to keep you awake at all times. She's a kid after all. There's a generation gap between her and you. In the end, Suyu didn't want to talk anymore and drove Han Yueyao to the company. To avoid suspicion, Han Yueyao got off the car one stop ahead of him and walked to the company. He thought she was a good girl. At least she didn't like to cause trouble, create hype, or create topics. But was such an honest person suitable to be an actress? If an actress didn't create hype, create trouble, pose, or act pretentiously, it would be hard for her to become famous. Suyu shook his head and didn't say more. When Han Yueyao returned to the performance department, she still had to do some odd jobs. Although this department was good and had many opportunities, most of the employees were experienced. Han Yueyao wasn't an acting major and didn't have much experience or acting skills. So she was willing to start from scratch. Han Yueyao, take this prop to dressing room number 8. Han Yueyao, take all the trash out and throw them downstairs. Don't take them. Han Yueyao, take these costumes to the laundry room and ask someone to wash them. They must be dried tonight so they can be used tomorrow. Just like that, Han Yueyao busied herself with work. Most of the time he ran errands for others. Hey, didn't I hear about Gao Fei? I thought you'd be awesome after entering the acting department and could reveal the truth. Turns out you're just a handyman. The girls behind Gao Yeruo laughed gloatingly. It's good to do odd jobs. It's better than fighting with some people. Han Yueyao smiled faintly. Then you don't even have the qualifications to argue with me now. You can continue to be a small worker here. When I become famous, you will still be a handyman. After saying that, Gao Yeruo walked away arrogantly. She didn't forget to mock in a low voice. I thought the person recommended by Huamin would be great, but it seems the rumors are false. President Su doesn't like that female doctor that much. He didn't even give her face, huh? Yeah, I think Han Yueyao looks like a handyman. She'll never be successful. The girls had to step on Han Yueyao to curry favor with Gao Yeruo in order to suck up to her. But Han Yueyao didn't care. In the afternoon, Han Yueyao was busy running errands when she received a call from Su Xiaoxiao. Come pick me up at Earl's bar. I drank a bit too much and my stomach is upset. Okay, I'll go now. After the call, Han Yueyao immediately went to find the manager. Something happened to my friend. I want to go out and do something. I want to take a short leave. No, my friend really has something to do. No, I don't have time. Don't you see how busy our crew is? Go do your work and come over to help set up later. Seeing that her boss didn't approve, Han Yueyao gritted her teeth and ran out when no one was looking. Isn't that Han Yueyao? Why is she sneaking out? Gao Yeruo and the other girls who were drinking coffee saw Han Yueyao running out in a hurry. Chapter 3586. Yeah. She's sneaky. She's up to no good, the other chimed in. Tong, follow her. Gao Yeruo didn't want to be trampled on. So she wanted to find dirt on Han Yueyao. But she didn't expect to find dirt on Su Xiaoxiao this time. Hey, I'll follow her. As Gao Yeruo's lackey, she was satisfied as long as she could get some attention from Gao Yeruo. So this girl was picking on the weak ones. After all, Han Yueyao looked easier to bully. Han Yueyao left in a hurry and didn't notice that someone was following her. She hailed a cab and went to the Earl bar. Luckily it wasn't far. It only took 35 minutes. When she entered the bar, she saw Su Xiaoxiao, who was drunk. Since it was afternoon, there weren't many customers in the bar. Su Xiaoxiao stood out. She was wearing a denim jacket and skinny black pants. She wore white Converse sneakers and was dressed like a young girl. Unfortunately, she had heavy makeup on her face and her fake eyelashes could stab people to death. Xiaoxiao, don't run. Drink. The men at the table next to her looked like punks. One of them was pouring alcohol into Su Xiaoxiao's mouth. Han Yueyao ran over and pushed the man away. Xiaoxiao, are you okay? Huh. You're here. Su Xiaoxiao smirked at Han Yueyao, smelling of alcohol. Let's go back to the dorm. Hey Xiaoxiao, is this girl your friend? She's very pretty. The men stared at Han Yueyao suspiciously with narrowed eyes. Yeah, she's my friend. I only have one friend. Huh. Su Xiaoxiao said something drunkenly. Han Yueyao was angry. She covered Su Xiaoxiao's mouth with her hand and walked out with her. Why are you leaving? She's not done yet. What a bummer. A long-haired man blocked Han Yueyao's way. She's so drunk and you still won't let her go. Do you have any humanity? Han Yueyao scolded angrily. Whoa. What? Your friend. Drink for her. You can't leave until you're done. What kind of friend are you? Are you kidding me? Han Yueyao asked with her big round eyes. What's wrong with cheating our fathers? We even cheat our mothers. The man looked like a hooligan. I don't have a son as big as you. Hearing her words, the men at the table burst into laughter. Big brother Lin listened to her. Su Xiaoxiao is a weirdo, but her friend is even weirder. Someone said to the man in the middle who had been silent and smoking. Han Yueyao didn't pay much attention to him because his head was lowered and she couldn't see his face clearly. What are you talking about? Hurry up and drink. If you can't finish it, then scram. Let Xiaoxiao continue drinking with us here. The long-haired guy seemed arrogant. Han Yueyao knew Su Xiaoxiao had been hanging out with people who didn't have proper jobs. It was unrealistic to call the police. After all, he was Su Xiaoxiao's friend. So she helped Su Xiaoxiao sit down and picked up the glass of wine that Su Xiaoxiao hadn't drunk yet. That was a full cup. Can we leave after I finish it? Han Yueyao asked. Girl, this is wine, not beer. Don't lie down after drinking it. If you drink to death, we'll pay with our lives. Hearing the long-haired guy's words, the men roared with laughter. It's my business if I drink to death. But if I drink it all, you're not allowed to fart. You're not allowed to drink with Su Xiaoxiao again. Whoever breaks his promise is a coward. Han Yueyao's words intimidated the hooligans. At this moment, the man sitting in the middle who had been silent all this time slowly raised his head. Chapter 3587. Big brother Lin listened to her. She's so good at bragging, let her drink. She'll leave when she's done, the man said slowly. At this moment, Han Yueyao walked up to them to save time. She picked up a full glass of wine from the table. It was pure wine without any other drinks. Under the gazes of the men, she downed it in one gulp. Good. Girl, you're good at drinking. I admire you. Long Hair watched in astonishment as Han Yueyao downed a glass of wine in 3 seconds. Han Yueyao glared at them but didn't say anything. Instead, she helped Han Yueyao walk out. Then they got into a taxi and went back to the dorm. I want more. Give me. Su Xiaoxiao was obviously completely drunk and confused. She didn't know what was going on at all. Han Yueyao was so angry that she didn't say anything. She just helped her back to her room. Drink some water. Han Yueyao picked up a bottle of water and gave it to Su Xiaoxiao. Then she boiled some water and planned to let her take a hot bath. But at this moment someone knocked on the door. It was urgent. Who is it? Open the door, a stern voice said. Han Yueyao opened the door curiously and her heart sank. Director, look, I didn't lie to you, did I? Han Yueyao is so busy in the performance department, but she still skipped work and went out to drink with Su Xiaoxiao. How can a girl like her be an actress? People will find out about her. Tong, the girl with Gao Yero, followed Han Yueyao. Then she took many photos with her phone and went to the director of the HR department to tell on her. Sun Feifei, the director of the HR department, was a new employee. She was known for her incorruptibility. It was said that Su Yu trusted her a lot. What happened this time wasn't a trivial matter. For Imperial Star, it was enough to remove them from the list of Imperial Star Entertainment. What are you doing in the dorm? Sun Feifei looked at Han Yueyao coldly. Director. Director, she can't explain. She's lazy and doesn't want to work. Why did she go out to drink? Smell her, she reeks of alcohol. Gao Yero added fuel to the fire. Han Yueyao glared at Gao Yero but didn't say anything. Sun Feifei pushed the door open and walked in. Then she glanced at Su Xiaoxiao, who was drunk like a cat. Hey, how dare you? No trainees have dared to do this in the company for so many years. Sun Feifei said sharply. Director, I'm not a trainee, she mumbled. Shut up. Even if you're not a trainee, you're still an employee of Imperial Star. President Su is so nice to you. He didn't care about what happened last time and let you enter the performance department. You didn't cherish the opportunity. Not only did you slack off, you even went out drinking with Su Xiaoxiao. Do you want to go to heaven? Director, it's not what you think. So what? Explain yourself and I'll listen. Don't say that I've wronged you. Han Yueyao only said the word I and couldn't say anything else. Chapter 3588. Hearing Su Xiaoxiao's words, Han Yueyao was shocked. She cursed at the director with such an attitude. She was courting death. Xiao Xiao, Director Sun is here, Han Yueyao reminded her in a friendly way. I don't care who your director is. No one has the right to fire me. Who do you think you are? Su Xiaoxiao seemed to sober up a little. Then she pointed at the group of onlookers at the door and scolded them. Su Xiaoxiao, I've tolerated you for a long time. The previous director tolerated you and didn't care about you, but I won't spoil you. As a trainee, you've been here for almost half a year and have skipped classes all day long. This time you even took your roommates out to drink. What's wrong with you? Sun Feifei scolded. I'm happy. It's none of your business. Did I spend your money to drink? You're unreasonable. Anyway, I'm the director of the HR department and have the right to fire you too. Please leave Imperial Star's dormitory immediately. Su Xiaofei almost roared the words. Ridiculous. If you want to fire me, ask Suyu to do it. Otherwise, no one can do it. You're so arrogant. Do you know how busy President Su is? He doesn't need to do anything to fire small fries like you. Sun Feifei seemed to be at odds with Su Xiaoxiao. Director, we were wrong, but there's a reason for it. Xiaoxiao isn't someone who doesn't work hard. She's been working hard to get roles for herself. She wants to act. Please give us a chance, okay? Han Yueyao didn't want to be kicked out, so she tried to say something nice to ease the tense atmosphere. But her words didn't work. Stop it. It's too late to say anything now. Obviously, Sun Feifei was infuriated by Su Xiaoxiao and didn't listen to Han Yueyao's explanation. The girls beside them were still fanning the flames. Wow. They're so rude. How dare they talk to our director like that? Yeah. They don't know who they are. After doing such a thing, they're so self-righteous. What a weirdo. Su Xiaoxiao and Sun Feifei confronted each other, and the atmosphere was tense. Don't speak too soon. You'll be slapped in the face. It'll hurt. Su Xiaoxiao looked at Sun Feifei provocatively. Is that so? In that case, I shall wait and see how you'll slap my face. After Sun Feifei said this, Su Xiaoxiao gritted her teeth as if she had made up her mind. She picked up her phone and dialed a number. President Su, come to my dorm. Something happened here. After that, Su Xiaoxiao hung up. Who do you think you are? Do you think Boss Su will talk to you if you call him? The girl named Xiao Tong laughed sarcastically. Fuck you. Shut up. This is my dorm. I don't want to hear your barking. Scram. Su Xiaoxiao was really good at scolding people, and she scolded everything. Director, look at her. How can someone like her be an artist? Xiao Tong immediately stood behind Sun Feifei and criticized her. You really have no manners. Sun Feifei didn't like Su Xiaoxiao either. She was like a delinquent girl. Xiaoxiao, forget it. Why don't we just leave? If President Su comes, we'll be even more embarrassed. She had a feeling that Suyu would scold her to death when he came, so she might as well leave. Leave? I'll see if Suyu dares to fire me when he comes. Su Xiaoxiao kept calling him Suyu, which surprised everyone. At this moment, a voice came from the door. What are you arguing about? President Su, you're just in time. Please help us. Sun Feifei immediately went up to Suyu and complained. Chapter 3589. Sun Feifei rushed to tell him what happened between Su Xiaoxiao and Han Yueyao. To prove it, the girl named Xiao Tong took out the photos she had taken secretly. How did you get these photos? Fu asked the girl. President Su, I saw Han Yueyao sneaking out of the company and knew something was wrong, so I followed her. So, you also skipped school? Xiao Tong. She was surprised that Suyu had such a trick up his sleeve. President Su, these two are the most serious cases. You must deal with them seriously. Otherwise, the newcomers in the company won't follow the rules. If we don't follow the rules, we won't be able to manage them. Sun Feifei said a lot of things because she wanted Suyu to agree with her way of dealing with it. At this moment, Suyu didn't speak immediately. Instead, he turned his head and looked at Su Xiaoxiao with a meaningful look. President Su, no matter what, you can't fire me, Su Xiaoxiao said. Come with me. With a slight frown, Suyu called Su Xiaoxiao out. Han Yueyao was left in the room. Why are you still standing here? Pack up your things and get out of here. Gao Yeruo looked at Han Yueyao with contempt. President Su hasn't made the final decision yet, right? Hehe. You won't give up until you see the coffin. Don't you think you'll look worse if President Su says it himself? I won't, Han Yueyao said matter-of-factly. Director Sun, What does she and Su Xiaoxiao think of this place as? A kindergarten? Sun Feifei glanced at Han Yueyao and said coldly, "Don't waste your breath on her. President Su will make the decision when he comes back." Everyone thought Su Yu would fire the two girls for serious violations of the rules like Sun Feifei. But to their surprise, 5 minutes later, after Su Yu and Su Xiaoxiao came back, Su Yu only said, "I've taught Su Xiaoxiao a lesson. She'll go to school on time. I'll forget about this incident." President Su, Sun Feifei stared at Su Yu in disbelief, thinking that she must have heard wrong. "President Su, you're being unfair. They're already in this state and you're telling them to let it go?" Gao Yerua wasn't convinced either. She had always been afraid of Su Xiaoxiao. Because Su Xiaoxiao was more elegant and recognizable than her, many talent scouts tried to win her over when she first arrived. She was afraid that she would be outdone. Later, when Su Xiaoxiao skipped class and went out to play, she was secretly happy. When Han Yueyao appeared, she started to feel uneasy again. With great difficulty, he thought that he could get rid of two opponents at once with this opportunity. However, he didn't expect that Su Yu could actually say, "Forget it." If it was anyone else, who would be convinced? "How dare you question me?" Su Yu glanced at Gao Yerwo coldly. "President Su, I'm not questioning you. I just think that you're too careless. No one is happy with you. If you don't like it, you can leave," Su Yu said impatiently. Gao Yerwo was shocked. Sun Feifei was also shocked. "Director Sun, does your face hurt?" Su Xiaoxiao asked Sun Feifei with a smile. At this moment she was mostly sober. Sun Feifei's face turned pale in anger. "Calm down. Don't talk too much. Focus on your class." "I know." Su Xiaoxiao stuck out her tongue at Su Yu. Su Yu glanced at Han Yueyao. "And you, if I find you breaking the rules again, you'll be fired." "Thank you, President Su." Han Yueyao knew that Su Yu was too partial to them this time. Sun Feifei was obviously not convinced, but no one dared to refute Su Yu's words. The onlookers let it go. After everyone left, they closed the door. Han Yueyao looked at Su Xiaoxiao and asked, "Xiaoxiao, what's your relationship with Su Yu?" It seemed that he meant a lot to Su Xiaoxiao. "In any case, the two of us got through safely this time. Don't be too reckless in the future." "Han Yueyao, thank you for today. I almost got you fired." "It's okay. You got in through the back door and managed to control the situation." Han Yueyao smiled. "Do you have someone you like?" Leaning against the headboard, Su Xiaoxiao lit a cigarette and asked Han Yueyao. Chapter 3591. No. Hey. "You're a good girl who hasn't been hurt by love. How can I be a good girl just because I haven't been hurt by love?" "You'll know in the future. If you listen to me, remember, never fall in love with a man." "That's not realistic. I'll get married one day." "No, getting married and loving someone deeply are two different things. The person you marry in the future may not be the one you love deeply, and the person you love may not marry you either. Sis, you're only 20 years old. Don't give me a bowl of chicken soup so easily. You're not the host of a love talk. I'm telling the truth. This is my advice to you. Don't fall in love or you'll be the one in pain." Su Xiaoxiao warned Han Yueyao seriously. Han Yueyao took it as a joke and didn't take it seriously. After a long time, when she thought of it again, she knew Su Xiaoxiao was right. Don't fall in love with a person easily, especially when that person doesn't love you back. That kind of feeling was really pain that made you want to die. When Su Yu returned from dealing with Su Xiaoxiao and had bought the food for Su Yu, it was a pile of spicy duck food. Duck collarbone, duck neck, duck feet, and duck intestines. Su Yu opened the fridge and took out 2 cans of cold beer. "Come on. Drink with me." Su Yu waved his hand. "What? President Su, why are you in the mood today? Is it because you saw Miss Xing Ro?" "Damn it. Don't mention that woman to me." Su Yu waved his hand. When he came back, Zheng Ro scolded him on WeChat. She said he deliberately brought a woman to show off. She said he wasn't a man and was narcissistic. He could understand why Zheng Ro was angry, but he couldn't retort. He felt aggrieved to be scolded all the time. "What's the matter? Why are you so happy?" And was puzzled. "Can't I drink if there's nothing? I'm bored. I'll drink to find the mood." "Can't I?" Su Yu rolled his eyes. Of course you're the boss. You're the boss. After saying that, Shaoan sat opposite Suyu. The two of them began to eat spicy duck with beer in hand. You seem to be in a better mood recently. Is your period gone? Suyu glanced at Shaoan uncle. Shaoan didn't understand at first. Girls have their period once a month. Mayan has her period once a month. When she's in a bad mood she's willful, Suyu said with a smile. President Su, you're so mean to me. You don't have any friends. And was speechless. I'm not your friend. I'm your boss. What kind of hero is he to rely on his side to win? Haven't you been talking about your goddess Lu Yen lately? Suyu teased him. A few days after Lu Yen left, and was like a madman who couldn't eat or sleep well. She also bought a lot of delicious food for Huamin and asked him to send it to Lu Yen. He was so stupid. Suyu didn't know Lu Yan's true identity, but a woman like Lu Yen was destined to be someone a man like and couldn't control. Not to mention, and even Suyu might not be able to control Lu Yen. She wasn't a little girl, she was a little demon. President Su, let's not talk about this. Let's change the topic. Dr. Hu's birthday this year. Have you thought of a good gift? And successfully changed the topic. As long as it had something to do with Huamin, Suyu would treat it as the most important thing. Sure enough, upon hearing Anne's words, Suyu looked troubled. Yeah. What should I give her this year? Mion doesn't seem to lack anything. He was in a dilemma. I have an idea, and offered with a chuckle. What idea? Suyu looked at him suspiciously. Chapter 3592. How about a scalpel? A scalpel? Suyu couldn't believe it. What the hell was that? Yeah. Isn't a scalpel the most sacred thing for doctors? Dr. Hu must like it very much. How much is it worth? Suyu rolled his eyes at him, amused. You can make a set of scalpels made of pure gold. Of course, if gold can't express your feelings, you can add a diamond ring to the hilt. Suyu was speechless. Damn it. Only you can come up with such an exaggerated idea, Suyu complained. But exaggeration has always been your style, President Su. And looked at Suyu innocently. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Forget it. I'd rather not give her anything. I'll be slandered by those people. Suyu could imagine that scene. Jiang Shaowei, Zhu Lingling and the others looked at him with disdain. Do as you see fit. If it doesn't work, you can order a cake as a token of appreciation, said An. But according to Suyu's style, even if he ordered a cake, he would order a 9-story demon pagoda cake. We still have a few days. Let's talk about it later. Troubled, Suyu drank his wine and didn't mention it again. South side, Zheng Ro threw a tantrum because Suyu brought a woman to the hospital. She even sounded awkward when she talked to Huamin. Zheng Ro, how are you feeling today? Huamin did his routine ward rounds. I'll be discharged soon and won't come back. Zheng Ro's expression didn't look right. Huamin was puzzled. What's the matter? You can all leave. I have something to say to Dr. Hua alone, Zheng Ro said with a straight face. The nurses who followed Huamin on his ward rounds all left the room. Then Zheng Ro looked at Huamin with deep dissatisfaction. Suyu has a girlfriend? You already knew about this. Huamin didn't answer. He was thinking about the morning when he saw Han Yueyao. She knew about the relationship between Han Yueyao and Suyu. They were basically boyfriend and girlfriend. To put it bluntly, the two of them had not fallen in love yet. What? Are you feeling guilty and not saying anything? Huamin. I've always treated you as my friend. I think so too, Huamin said calmly. Then, why didn't you tell me that something so big happened to Suyu? I didn't know that they would develop so quickly, and to be honest, I don't really care about Suyu's personal affairs. You know my situation. I don't understand. You're friends. If you know but don't tell me, then you're lying to me. Zheng Ro insisted that Huamin didn't tell her on purpose. It'd be better if Suyu told you in person so that people wouldn't gossip. Suyu is a bastard. He said he couldn't forget you and didn't want to find another woman. Turns out he was lying. He even hooked up with a girl from the dance academy. It's disgusting. Zheng Ro, Suyu is a normal man. This kind of thing is normal. Then why did he choose that woman and not me? Is it because I'm not as pretty as that woman? But you're not pretty either. Why does he like you? Like a jealous child, Zheng Ro compared Huamin to Suyu. Huamin was speechless. Huamin, I like Suyu too. I really like him. Can you help me? Chapter 3593. Sorry, I can't. Huamin refused without hesitation. From this moment on, she had made up her mind. No matter who it was in the future, even if it was Suyu's mother, she wouldn't help anyone. It was because of Suyu. Huamin felt that she had meddled enough. Suyu was an adult, not a child. He knew who he liked and who he wanted to be with. He didn't need anyone to interfere. Huamin suddenly felt disgusted by what she had done. She knew that Suyu was in a difficult position, but she still did it. So she felt guilty. But I saved you. Huamin, aren't you the kindest person? You know how to repay kindness. Shouldn't you repay me? Zheng Ro was so upset that she even brought up the fact that she had saved Huamin before to ask for a favor. Huamin didn't expect this at all. He was slightly surprised. Then she smiled and said calmly, Zheng Ro, I'm very grateful that you saved me. I'll always remember this. You can tell me what you want, but the premise is that I can do it. It doesn't violate my conscience and morals. Whether Suyu likes you or not is his business. It's not within my scope of help. I'm sad to hear that. Then, I'm sorry. I have a meeting. Have a good rest. Huamin and Zheng Ro didn't have a good chat. Then Huamin turned around and left the room. Half an hour later, Chen Jie knocked on the door and entered the office. Sister Mian, Zheng Ro wants to be discharged from the hospital. Whatever. She wants to pay, let her pay. She wants to leave, let her leave. Sister Mian, her leg hasn't recovered yet. Didn't you say that she'd have to stay for at least half a month? She can decide for herself. I'm a little tired and can't care so much. Huamin's perverted mind was a little strange today. He seemed to have realized something. In the past few years she had been taking advantage of Suyu's love for her. Introduce women to him even if it was difficult for him and he didn't like it. But she still stubbornly did it. Every time Suyu would show up for her sake. Because of this, Huamin blamed himself even more. Sister Mian, are you in a bad mood? Chen Jie looked at her and lowered her head. Huamin was rarely so dejected. Little Jie, do you think I've gone stupid from the pregnancy? Am I meddling too much? No, you've always been the same. You've always been the same since I met you. You've always been the same. But I feel that my actions have hurt my friend. Huamin lowered his head, the pen in his hand motionless. She really couldn't write a single word. Sister Mian, are you tired? If you're tired, take a rest. Chen Jie saw that her emotions were fluctuating, so she tried to persuade her. And I'm fine. You can go back to work. That day when Huamin got off work, he learned that Zheng Ro didn't get discharged. However, she contacted President Wu and asked for a new doctor to treat her. Huamin didn't need him anymore. Huamin knew that she was angry. Chapter 3594. You're so greedy, a lifetime, what? Do you think it's too long? Huamin pouted. No, I mean a lifetime is not enough. We want 2 lifetimes, 3 lifetimes. Okay, Mr. Qin, don't make mushy confessions here and block traffic. So Mrs. Qin, let's go home for dinner. Huamin happily opened the car door and got into the car. When the two of them reached home, everyone was already waiting for them. Mommy, you're back. Thank you for your hard work today. Love you. Little Bean ran over and whined. Pudding thoughtfully took her mother's bag and brought her a pair of slippers. Huamin suddenly felt comforted and warm. Indeed, home was a warm harbor. Me on your back. Let's eat. Her in-laws were busy in the kitchen. Mommy, Grandpa and Grandma went out to sea today. Little Bean couldn't help but tell. Wow, that's cool. Huamin smiled. Yeah, that's why we have a sumptuous dinner today, Little Bean said mysteriously. It was strange. Huamin loved seafood so much. The twins didn't have any interest in seafood and didn't care whether they ate it or not. Therefore, Huamin rarely thought of eating seafood. After she got pregnant, she didn't eat much for the sake of her second child. So when she heard that they went out to sea and had a sumptuous dinner, Huamin's first reaction was, did they make seafood? Sure enough. When she walked to the dining room, she saw 10 dishes on the table. They were all seafood, crabs, mantis shrimps, her favorite clams, abalone and sea cucumbers. They had everything. Wow, what's the occasion today? My birthday is in a few days. Why did you suddenly want to eat seafood? Huamin was pleasantly surprised. We can eat if we want. Why wait until your birthday? Qin Chu stood behind her and hugged her shoulders. Daddy, don't feed us dog food, okay? We're your biological children. Little Bean said in a cute voice. Everyone laughed at his antics. Qin Chu's father sat in the main seat and said slowly, Chu said that although you're pregnant, it's okay to eat crabs once in a while. You can eat crabs if you like. Your mother even made some brown sugar ginger tea for you. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom. Huamin's eyes were filled with gratitude. Mommy, have a seat. I'll peel the prawns for you. Pudding quietly pulled out a chair and Huamin carefully sat down. Such a loving atmosphere really warmed her heart like a small stove. In fact, there was no need for riches and honor in this life. As long as the family was happy together, that was enough. Huamin himself did not like luxury goods, even if he did not have so much money now. She would still be happy if she didn't live in a villa worth hundreds of millions. Qin Chu sat beside her and peeled the crab meat for her. The couple chatted casually. Huamin didn't say anything about Zheng Ro. She was smart and would not talk too much about Su Yu in front of her in-laws. However, the content of the twins' conversation made everyone not know whether to laugh or cry. Mommy, do you know that someone at the school likes my sister? How old are you guys? It has nothing to do with age. My sister concluded that it has something to do with our family's wealth. The boy who likes my sister probably wants to be a rich husband. How can that be? Huamin held the crab leg and laughed. Little comrade Qin, you're also my daughter and come from a rich family. Does anyone like you? Qin Chu asked deliberately. Since the proposal was successful, Qin Ning had been living in Tang Chuan's villa most of the time. So when she came back that night, everyone was very happy. Little Bean, Pudding, come here and eat dessert. Qin Ning carried bags of different sizes. Thank you, Auntie. You know me well. Little Bean casually nibbled on Qin Ning's face. Sis-in-law, come here. I bought you some delicious mango dew. It's said to reduce internal heat and is good for pregnant women. It's great. Even I have a share. Qin Ning took out the desserts she bought one after another. It was obvious that she was in a good mood. Sila. Tang Chuan and I have already talked about it. We'll plan and decorate your birthday party for you. Anyways, leave everything to us. Let's have fun together. Qin Ning held Huamin's hand intimately. Chapter 3596. Hey, no. I'm embarrassed. Huamin shook his head and refused. It was too embarrassing to let Qin Ning, his sister, help him. No, sis-in-law, I've been thinking about this for a long time. You can't refuse. Otherwise, I won't marry Tang Chuan. Huamin, I really can't take the blame. If Tang Chuan knows, he'll strangle me. Huamin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. So don't refuse. Leave it to me. I'll give you an unforgettable birthday. Actually, my birthday is unforgettable every year. Huamin smiled. Who said so? My brother is so low-key. He wouldn't do something so pompous. So we'll do something different this year. When the time comes, I'll invite everyone. If you want to invite anyone else, remember to inform them. I've already bought a cruise ship. Just treat it as a gift from Tang Chuan. He's going to lose a lot of money this time. He's going to go bankrupt just to marry a wife. Huamin laughed. I'll be in charge of his money from now on. I don't want him to fool around. He won't. He likes you so much. How could he be willing to fool around? Huamin always felt that Tang Chuan was sincere to Qin Ning. Even Qin Chu, who was so reliable, approved of Tang Chuan. By the way, sis-in-law, will your sister come back? Qin Ning asked casually. I'm not sure. I don't think she will. She's very busy. Oh, it's okay. If she's free, ask her to come. The twins seem to like Auntie very much. Hey, I'll tell her when I'm free. After chatting with Qin Ning for a while, Huamin went upstairs. As her pregnancy progressed, Qin Chu took care of her more carefully. This included bathing, washing her feet, changing her clothes, drying her hair and cutting her nails. Huamin felt that Qin Chu was treating her like a daughter. He took care of her in every possible way. It was as if she had returned to her childhood. It was strange. Perhaps it was because she was too engrossed in taking care of Huamin. Qin Chu's insomnia had improved a lot. Of course, it was also related to the medicine that Huamin had developed for him. The couple happily waited for the arrival of Huamin's birthday. On the other side, after Su Yu spoke, no one dared to make trouble for Han Yueyao and Su Xiaoxiao. Han Yueyao was still doing odd jobs in the performance department, but the way people looked at her was no longer the same. There had also been rumors in the company that Su Yu was taking care of the two newcomers. Was it because he wanted to sleep with them or something? Su Xiaoxiao was a woman of her word. She did what she promised Su Yu. She didn't skip classes anymore. She went to class every day. In the practice room she didn't like Gao Yeruo anymore. But obviously, Gao Yeruo didn't dare to provoke Su Xiaoxiao. After all, she didn't know what the relationship between Su Xiaoxiao and Su Yu was that made Su Yu disregard Sun Feifei. 5 p.m. in the afternoon, Su Xiaoxiao's class was over. She changed out of her dance costume and put on denim shorts and a white short-sleeved shirt. Wearing white sneakers, she went to find Han Yueyao. Without makeup, Su Xiaoxiao looked extremely pure, just like a high school girl. Her face was full of collagen and was naturally beautiful. She was more beautiful than those fake faces of hyaluronic acid. Yao Yao here. Why are you here? Let's go. I'll treat you to dinner. Su Xiaoxiao pulled Han Yueyao out. Where are we going to dinner? I'll treat you to hot pot. Oh, it's too expensive. The hot pot here is expensive. Let's just order takeout. Han Yueyao didn't want to eat out often. After all, her family was poor. She didn't want to squander her parents' hard-earned money here. I don't have much money. Let's go. I'm taking you to meet a friend. Chapter 3597. Seeing Su Xiaoxiao's insistence, Han Yueyao didn't say anything else. She didn't even have time to change before she followed her into the taxi. 20 minutes later, in front of a Chongqing hot pot restaurant, Su Xiaoxiao glanced at the cool motorcycle parked in front of the restaurant. Look, isn't it cool? Not bad. Only his motorcycle is so cool. I'll modify one and go for a spin on the road. Just thinking about it makes me feel good. It's the Fast and the Furious. Come on, you're so small. Can you drive such a big motorcycle? Han Yueyao thought Su Xiaoxiao liked strange things. She was like a rebellious girl except for the fact that she didn't have a shameless hairstyle. Everything else was exactly the same: smoking, drinking, going to nightclubs, fighting, cursing and tearing people apart. No wonder Gao Yeruo and the others always called her a gangster. Han Yueyao thought they were the only ones eating. When she arrived, she saw two people sitting across the table. Han Yueyao recognized the two men. It was the man who got Su Xiaoxiao drunk that day. The good-looking man seemed to be Big Brother Lin. Big Brother Lin. Su Xiaoxiao seemed to treat the man well. Sit down. The man still didn't like to talk. He didn't even look up or look at Han Yueyao. He just asked them to sit down. Come, let me introduce you to my friend, Han Yueyao. Su Xiaoxiao pointed at Han Yueyao. Whoa, isn't she the beauty who drank wine the other day? The man beside Big Brother Lin recognized her. Han Yueyao was a bit embarrassed. You guys were scared out of your wits that day. Yao can hold her liquor. Su Xiaoxiao was proud. Han Yueyao's body was a bit special. She seemed to have a special absorption of alcohol. Other people would get drunk after drinking half a liter of white wine, but she drank like a glass of water. She didn't feel anything except for the burning sensation in her throat. So Han Yueyao didn't feel drunk after drinking that glass of wine. This made the two men even more curious. Yao, this is Big Brother Lin. I met him when I was riding a motorcycle. He's the owner of a modification shop and has his own team. He's very cool. It was obvious that Su Xiaoxiao admired this man. Oh, hello, Han Yueyao greeted him politely. But the man didn't answer. He just picked up the menu and tossed it over. Order what you want to eat. Han Yueyao took the menu awkwardly and put it in Su Xiaoxiao's hand. If none of you are going to order, then I'll make the decision myself. Waiter, give me 4 plates of beef with brains. After a while, Su Xiaoxiao got up and said, I'm going to the bathroom. You guys go ahead. Feeling even more embarrassed, she picked up her cell phone. He was playing one of the more popular elimination games recently. Perhaps it was because her voice was too strange that the two men opposite her turned to look at her. She awkwardly muted her phone and lowered her head to continue playing. What level is it now? The man called Brother Lin suddenly asked. Huh? Han Yueyao was baffled by his sudden question. I play that too, he said. You're playing too? Han Yueyao thought the plot was too dramatic. Why did this man who looked like Nicholas Tsay and was wearing a black short-sleeved shirt play such a childish game? I'm already at 710, he said. I haven't been playing for long. It's only 185, Han Yueyao said. Looks like you have obsessive-compulsive disorder too. How did you know? Han Yueyao was surprised. This game is a blessing for people with obsessive-compulsive disorder. I didn't notice. Amused, Han Yueyao smiled at the man. At this moment the man who walked in looked at them and saw Han Yueyao. She was sitting there, smiling with a man, and her smile was rather bright. Did you skip work and come out to play again? You don't have a good memory. Hearing the voice behind her, Han Yueyao was startled. She turned around and saw Su Yu's face. President Su. She was surprised to see Su Yu here. Chapter 3598. You're so free. Han Yueyao, look at you. Can't you make some progress? Seeing Han Yueyao come out to drink with a strange man, Su Yu immediately lectured her. He was like a parent who expected better from a child. I got off work, President Su. I didn't skip work, Han Yueyao explained calmly. Didn't you say you have no friends in this city except for Mion? It doesn't seem to be the case. Su Yu glanced at the man beside her. Judging from his clothes, he knew he wasn't someone important. Han Yueyao didn't know how to explain. At this moment Su Xiaoxiao ran out. Su, why are you here? The moment Su Yu saw Su Xiaoxiao, he understood something. Didn't you say you'd be a good girl? Yeah. I was a good girl. But it's my private time now. What's wrong with me eating with my friends? Are you going to interfere with that? I won't interfere with your eating, but when you make friends, you'd better be careful. Because of Su Xiaoxiao's status, Su Yu reminded her cautiously. I'm very cautious. Do you need me to introduce my friends to you? No. You guys eat. Su Yu turned around and left with a straight face. And whispered in Su Yu's ear, President Su, why is Miss Han hanging out with Xiaoxiao? How would I know? Maybe it's because they're both weirdos? Su Yu's hurried departure wasn't without reason. He had inexplicably lectured Han Yueyao. When he found out she was Su Xiaoxiao's friend, he felt awkward. Su Yu didn't say anything about you, did he? No. Han Yueyao shook her head. Good. If he dares to scold you, tell me. I have a way to deal with him. Su Xiaoxiao smirked. Han Yueyao didn't know the relationship between Su Xiaoxiao and Su Yu. But from the looks of it, she was very familiar with Su Yu. She dared to call Su Yu by his name, and Su Yu was very tolerant of her. He knew that this was not a simple matter. He didn't scold me. President Su is a good person, Han Yueyao commented objectively. Although Su Yu liked to scold people and was long-winded, he was still a good person. She could tell that he took good care of her. Even if it was only for the sake of Huamin, she was still grateful. Come, let's eat hot pot. Ignore him. Su Xiaoxiao's enthusiasm did not diminish. She took everyone to eat hot pot. Brother Lin, I heard that there's a new movie coming out. Shall we go watch it after dinner? Su Xiaoxiao suggested. Not interested. The man lowered his head and stirred the hot pot seasoning in the plate. Then let's go to karaoke? Before the man could speak, Su Xiaoxiao added another sentence. My friend sings very well. Originally, Lin Heng wasn't interested in singing. But Su Xiaoxiao said Han Yueyao was a good singer. He didn't know why, but he agreed. Baffled, Han Yueyao pushed Su Xiaoxiao. What nonsense are you talking about? My singing is like a ghost crying and a wolf howling. Don't be so stingy. Let me blow on it.